Welcome back, everyone, to a tropical update. It is June 5th, 2020, and today we are going to discuss about Tropical Storm Cristobal, which has made it off the coast of the Yucatan Peninsula. So let's get straight into it. So it has 40 miles per hour, and so let's look at the cone. So it is expected to hit Louisiana by probably, I would say, Sunday, late Sunday to early Monday, but it is expected to stay as a storm into Wednesday. So we could see what it is, but right now there are tropical storm warnings and watches on the Louisiana coast, Mississippi and Alabama and Florida Panhandle coasts, and then we see tropical storm warnings for the Yucatan Peninsula. And this could be really dangerous because it could probably form into a hurricane. But all I'm saying is I did predict the Category 2 storm, but now since it has weakened and it just came off the coast, I predict now around 65 to 80 miles per hour. But when it does approach land, I do predict it weakening back into a tropical storm because it isn't that warm on the coast. So yes, let's go on the U.S. rain potential. So we could see about 6 to 10 inches of rain in Louisiana and Mississippi, and then as we go out into Florida, Florida is going to get about 4 to 6 inches of rain. Alabama, same, 4 to 6 inches. And Georgia, about 2 to 4 inches of rain. And then Arkansas, 6 to 10 inches. So that could be potentially dangerous, and we could possibly see storm surge. But now let's go at flash flooding potential. So yeah, so this is the flash flood potential. Obviously, the states that might get flash flood potential are Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and Florida. The coast of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and the Florida Panhandle. So that could possibly be really dangerous, especially if the whole state of Florida is going to get risk of flash flooding. So now let's look at the peak surge. So the highest we could see is Ocean Springs, which we could see about 3 to 5 feet of storm surge. And then Morgan City all the way to the mouth of the Mississippi River, we could see about 2 to 4 feet of storm surge. And then near the Mobile Bay and Pensacola Bay, 1 to 3 feet of storm surge. The Indian Pass and the Arapaca, about 2 to 4 feet. Tampa Bay, 1 to 3 feet, so as Marco Island. So this could possibly be up to 3 to 5 feet of storm surge, which could be potentially dangerous. So this is the wind speed probabilities. So those are probably the areas where you could feel the wind right now. The Yucatan Peninsula is obviously feeling some, and Belize in Mexico, and Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Arkansas, Tennessee, Oklahoma, and Missouri. They could feel some wind from Cristobal, and this could be potentially dangerous to the coast like Louisiana, because that is the direct hit of the storm. And then this is the tropical storm history. So the light means that tropical storm force winds. So it used to be a tropical storm down here and then made landfall in Mexico, and then it came back up in the Yucatan Peninsula. So obviously it's a bigger storm, and that means that it's expected to be more damage. And yeah, you can obviously see that is the track of the storm. It just made it off, and then there's like a little island. But yeah, now let's go on tropical tidbit. Okay, so Cristobal has 35 knots and gusts up to 45 knots, and minimum central pressure is 1,000 millibars, which is pretty strong tropical storm, like tiny bit strong. And then this is the imagery of Cristobal. You can obviously see some circulation and some really heavy rain in Belize and Mexico and the Yucatan Peninsula, but you can see the circulation right here. But yeah, it is producing heavy rain and thunderstorms. So now this is what it looks like on, like, you can see it from the clouds. It looks kind of organized. You can see a bit of circulation in thunderstorms, but yeah, so the tropical tidbits did not update the location of the storm, but this is one spaghetti model. It is showing all the models except for this one model is showing it hitting Louisiana. One model is showing it hitting Mississippi, but then they might be like agreeing on like it going up there and then dissipating up there. A lot of the models predict it hitting Louisiana. Only this one model predicts it hitting Mississippi. And then they all kind of agree on like it forming up here, up in Canada. Like not really forming, but like getting stronger. This storm kind of reminds me of Alberto 2018 because of like, it's just a track. So a model predicts it hitting Florida, making a little loop, hitting Florida again, and then making a little tiny loop again. Two models predict it hitting Texas. There's only like two models, probably won't happen. And so the other day we saw that some models predicted it as a category 1, I believe. Now no models are predicting it as a category 1. All models are predicting it as a tropical storm or like a near-end category 1. So yeah. And obviously you can see it on the models, on GFS model. So let's see. So the GFS model predicts a tropical storm and it hits Louisiana. And then we see some type of subtropical storm. And then we see some development over there, but then that's it. Next, let's look at the CMC model. So the CMC model predicts a tropical storm and it hitting Louisiana once again. And then we see some type of tropical or subtropical storm. We could possibly see Dolly in the next couple days. I'm just saying, but possibly won't happen. And then we see another storm in the Eastern Pacific. Next, let's look at the NAVGEM model. So let's not sweating. So the NAVGEM model predicts a wild tropical storm, it hitting Louisiana, of course, and then you see that subtropical storm or tropical storm again. This models are just predicting it. It could possibly happen. We don't know, but yeah, Icon model, it predicts a brief tropical storm. So obviously it hits Louisiana. And then you see that weird subtropical storm. And we'll possibly see one in the next couple of weeks ahead. And finally, we will see the Euro model. So it is kind of behind, so it does show it making landfall. And then it shows it hitting Texas, and then it shows that weird subtropical storm. So we could possibly see a subtropical storm in the next weeks ahead of us. Probably around like next week on to the week after that. But yeah. So these are sea surface temperatures anonymously. So this is July. It is, now they're updating it. It is sort of warm in July. Very warm in the Gulf. This is August. Obviously extremely warm in the Gulf and in the MDR. September, yep, really warm. You can see it gets warmer in the Caribbean, which we could possibly see at least one storm. October is expected where the La Nina is supposed to start. I said in many videos. November, it looks like that the north area is starting to get a bit cooler. We could possibly see storms there. And then December. And then now, we have March 2021. Oh, that is warm. So probably next year we could possibly see a below average or just an average storm. You know what? I'm not even going to say anything about next year. That's way too ahead of our time. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe, turn on notifications, like, and comment. And yeah, guys, bye.